Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, it's going to be part 2 of the how to make a carbine crossbow. So this is going to be the designs, the materials and the tools that you'll need. So I'll just show you the designs now. So right now you'll be able to see the various sheets that you'd need to print out, and all you need to do is print it out so those little square marks in the corner are on the edge of an A4 size piece of paper. And if you do that, these should come out full size how I drew them. Now the designs aren't completely fully all there. You're going to need to work along with me as I do it. Same with some of these materials. I've got as much as I can and as much as I think I need, but I may need more as we go along. So we'll see how it goes. So that's the designs. The designs are on my blog. The link for that's below, or just search WeaponCollector blog on Google, you find it easy enough. So that's the designs, which may change as we go along, but as long as you watch these videos you'll see how to do it anyway. So then the materials. So the first thing you're going to need is some kind of wood. I'm just using some scrap wood. If you use some bigger wood, probably twice the length of this, you won't need to put the handle on afterwards, which I'm going to have to do. But you're going to need a piece at least 18 inches long, 18 inches by 3 1/4 inches by well, let's do it by centimeters. Yeah, so 16 mil. So 16 mil by 83 mil by 46 centimeters. You're going to want at least 3 of those, I think. We may need more, but you basically want a plank of wood, some wood that's about 15-16 mil thick. So that's the wood. That'll be the stock. And then you're going to want some stuff for the trigger. So you're going to want at least 2 bits of (10 or 11 mil) thick aluminium. That's to make the bolt. They need to be just about that round. That's it. 2 bits of that. So this would probably do that. That's for the nut. And then you're going to want some for the trigger. So same, you can have another bit for that, or 8 mil thick bit for the trigger. You're going to want some bits for the side plates, so you want some kind of thin steel. This would probably do. It's just a piece of scrap steel I found, maybe too thick. It's about 2 mil. 1 mil thick steel may do. 2 mil. All depends how you can work with it, but I'm going to try this. If this is too thick, I'm going to go with 1 mil steel for the side plates of the trigger block. So you're also going to want for the trigger block some washers, various washers, possibly some nails, and these are going to be like the pivots for it, sort of thing. These are about 10 centimeters long and about 4 mil thick. Again, you can just do this as you go along. Don't need to be this. It could be fatter, it could be thinner. Just all depends how fat you're going to drill the hole that the nut is going to spin on. You want a pin basically that will fit through. So a nail can do, or a bolt can do. You're going to want at least 2 of those, or 2 bolts that will fit through. They need to be at least, I'd say, about 5 centimeters long at most. At least, sorry. Various screws. You're going to need some 1-inch bolts for the ends of the prod. A couple of things I haven't got here, which I'll show you later. You're going to want some 5 mil wood, 4 or 5 mil wood, around about the same length as these, 18 inches. you're going to need at least one bit of that for the whole lot of the stock, because that's what's going to go inside the middle of it to make a sandwich. You can have 18mm, 18mm and 5mm, or whatever thickness I said. I've just got a little plank there. You can cut it in sections, it doesn't have to be the whole thing, it can be in bits if you want to. You're going to need a spring for the trigger. You're going to need some thin wire to hold that on. Some brackets, but we can make these out of aluminium if you need to, or you can make them out of wood. We'll see how when we go along. You're going to need two quite big bolts, therefore holding the prod on as well. These ones I've got are around 2.5 inches long. They've got the rounded over ends, and they're about 8mm thick. Could use, I wouldn't go no bigger than that, but you could go smaller, I think. I mentioned the various screws. You might need a couple of smaller nails for some other things. You're going to want a piece of Section Aluminium. This is for the rail, but you could just have a flat bit if you wanted to, but the L section should be easier to use. At least 21 inches long. You can use a bigger bit than this, I wouldn't use smaller. This is going to be for the rail. That's about as small as you'd want it. You wouldn't want it any smaller than that. A hinge, this one may be slightly too big, but I can change it just to, just to show you. A hinge for the folding stock, and also for the folding stock you're going to need, which I haven't got here at the minute, is like a hook latch, which I'll show you later. You're going to want some eye bolts, but not this big. This one may work, but you're going to want an eye bolt, not an eye hook if I said that. It's an eye bolt, proper threaded, that can have a nut on it, but right up to the end, and that is how we're going to attach the string. But you want one smaller than that. Again, you'll see that when I start making it. You're going to want various bits of aluminium, just these little thin 2mm plates, just as much as that as you can get really. You may want a long bit for the trigger guard, but that's always handy, just bits of these aluminium for spacing things. You're going to want a 5mm plate. This isn't big enough, but this just show you 4 or 5mm plate of aluminium. It's going to need to be probably, I'd say about 6 inches long by 1.5 inches, possibly. That is going to be for the front and the back of the prod to hold the 4 bits together. And then you're going to want the tent poles, which are on eBay and Amazon. They cost about 6-7 quid for a set of them. You want to get the, I think it's 9 foot or something like that, and each bit you get 9 of them. It's over 9. I worked it out. However long it was, each bit is about 44 centimeters long, and you get 9 of them. So maybe it's more than 9 foot. Maybe it was 10 foot. Anyway, so that's around about everything. It's a lot of scrap. It's all stuff you can get, all these nuts and bolts you can get off like a washing machine if you wanted to, any old things. Just all scrap rubbish things, And a lot of it, I may add stuff, I may not use stuff. I may add to it as we go along. So, oh, and one other thing I'm missing are some aluminium poles. Probably only need to be 12mm round, maybe more than that. No, yeah, 15mm round poles, about 1 foot long, for the folding stock. But if I can't get those because I can't find them anymore, I may show you how to just do a skeletonized stock out of wood instead. It'll still look like the other one, but it'll just be wood instead. So that covers the majority of the materials as far as I'm aware. Like I said, this may be easier to just follow along, but as long as you've got the wood, the aluminium, load of nuts and bolts and screws, some nails, hinges, brackets. You should be able to follow on along easily. As for tools, the only power tool I plan on using is a drill. So you may need a hacksaw, a hammer, a handsaw to cut the wood, but a jigsaw would be easier. Screwdrivers, spanners for the bolts, some pliers possibly. All you're going to need is very basic tools to do this. So if I think of anything else unusual, might need some sandpaper, some glue. Yeah, that's about it. A vise, a bench and a vise always helps. So yeah, so that's it. So that is the, as far as I'm aware, that is everything. You shouldn't need a lot anyway. Yeah, that's the designs, the materials and the tools. So next I'll get working on the trigger block. It'll either be the trigger block or how the prod is held on. I may test that first. Once I know that, I can work out the length of the crossbow. So yeah, designs will be in the more info section. There's a link for the designs below. Go to that to go to my blog. In the more info below, there'll also be a proper comprehensive list of all of the materials and the tools you'll need. And also when you go to my blog, there'll be the exact same thing, a list of all the materials you might need and all the tools you may need. So yeah, so that's it then. The next video I'll start making it. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share and all that. And if you ever want to support this channel, you can. There's a Patreon account, link for that will be below. And if you buy from GearBest or Amazon, use my links, and then I get a percentage of what you spend at no cost to you, so you can support me that way. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.